गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां. So we are talking about the avasthas, the childhood, youth, middle age, old age. Then we talked about the states. We talked about that was the waking, dream, deep sleep, samadhi. Are there any other avasthas that we are experiencing in our life? It can be the state of being happy, the state of being miserable, state of being rich, state of being poor. State means avastha. So continuously we are bombed or going through the various states. And therefore, what does Bhagavad Gita tell us? Sukha dukkha same krutva labha labhau jaya jayo tato yuddhaya yuddhasva na shochati na kankshati. So what are the states? Sukha dukkha. Joy and sorrow are the two states. What the teacher is telling you there in Bhagavan Krishna, what is he telling us? Remain balanced. Don't get excited with joy. Don't become miserable with sorrow. Sukha dukkha samay kritva. Labha labhau samay kritva. When there is gain, don't become too happy. When there is loss, don't become despondent. Remain samay kritva. Remain equanimous. Jaya jayo. In victory, don't become overly haughty. Or when there is defeat, don't go down into the dumps. Remain samay kritva. Remain equanimous. Remain balanced in mind. Equanimity does not come by developing it. You cannot develop equanimity. But when our senses and our mind do not give too much value to the opposites, then a new state becomes inaugurated within us, which is called samay kritva, which is called as balanced mind, which is called as the equanimous mind, which is called as the witnessing mind. It happens. You cannot say, I am going to practice witnessing. You cannot do it. If you are doing that, you can take lifetimes after lifetimes, so you will not be able to reach that point. So the first place, as here, so through all the avasthas, what is the continuous principle? Be that. So question is, someone was asking me, so do you give value to the various experiences? Joy, sorrow, victory, defeat, gain and loss, waking and dream and deep sleep, childhood, middle age, etc., etc. Do you give value to that? Do you give value to God? What will happen if the God says, no, I'm not going to come to you? Many people get experiences of God. People have. It's a fact. Many people are told. Where do they experience? In the mind. Did they get it again? No. So God also came and went. Did you come and go? You experienced God, isn't it? Yes, we may say the God revealed himself in my mind. But you were the observer, no? You were the experiencer. We are talking about the experiencer. We are not talking about that picture which came, grabbed imagination of your mind, and then after giving you a bit of excitement, bit of auspiciousness, then went away. It's good, nothing wrong in it. But here we are not to prove or disprove. We are not here for experiences. Experiences come and go. And yet for that, the two words are used here. The word is, where are we? Anuvartamanam. In the verse it says, in the 7th verse, Vyavritta swanuvartamanamahametyanta swarantam sada. So we have seen the first verse, we have seen the second part of the second verse, and now Vyavritta swa anuvartaman. Anuvartaman means that which is continuous. Vyavritta means that which is not continuous. And what is continuous? Swa anuvartaman means I. Swa means I. I am continuous. Vyavrita, uncontinuous, discontinuous. What is discontinuous? Childhood, middle age, youth, middle age, old age, waking, dream, deep sleep. All these are vartaman. Sukha, dukkha, vyavrita, not vartaman, vyavrita. Victory, defeat, vyavrita. Being man and woman, vyavrita. In this life, they say, in this life, those who are in grahasthas, and if they are attached to their wife or husband, if you are a wife in this life, if you are attached to your husband, next life you will be the husband. And those who are attached to their wife, they are all smiling and laughing. Don't turn around and look. In their next life, they will be the wives. Because your mind is attached to something. Whatever your mind is attached to, throughout your life, you decide what you, someday when you go to sleep, without alcohol and without drugs, so you sit with a cup of tea and think what you have given the most value to in your life. If you don't realize in this life, next life will be that body. If it is your wife, you will be a woman next life. If you are a dog, if you have a dog and you are attached to the dog, you will be wow next life. But here we are not here to talk about that. We are talking about, are we focused on the intermittent states, the discontinuous states, the mutually exclusive states and stages of life, or emotions of life, or experiences of life, or convictions of life? In convictions, in childhood I loved my toys and I could not live without my toy. Most of the children, they will have some shawl or one cloth, they hold on, they go around, it's hanging. If you take it away, oh, big galata in the house. But now you tell, hey, I've still got that cloth which you used to hold on all the time. Don't embarrass me in front of everyone, isn't it? So you have that, before you could not live without it, it was your conviction. Today you don't want it, that is your conviction. Before you could not live without your husband or wife, today you cannot live without your husband or wife. That is your conviction. So convictions also change. Each one is present, but it is completely independent. But are you coming and going with the childhood? Are you coming and going with the waking, dream, deep sleep? Are you coming and going with the joys and sorrows? Are you coming and going with the victory, defeat, etc., etc.? Nobody experiences themselves coming and going. You say, I was on a high, now I'm feeling low. That means what? You were present when you were high and you are present when you are low, isn't it? Emotion came. Emotion initially was high, now the emotion is of low. But the one who is experiencing, he is continuous. Recognize yourself to be the continuous one. Anuvartamana. You are the continuous principle. You are not changing. I does not change. I remains I. Or I am remains I am. Or aham vritti, the thought of I remains the thought of I always. It does not become big or small. It does not become joyful or sorrowful. It does not become victorious or defeated. It does not become, it does not love and hate. It does not become waker or dreamer or sleeper. It does not become child or youth or old age. It remains as it is, I. When it associates with the vyavritti, with the changing, with the mutually exclusive thoughts, emotions, ideas, states, stages, etc., then the problem begins. See? So recognize this about yourself. That's what the verse is telling us. Similarly, people, another word for stages, avastha. Another word for it is dasha. Dasha, in astrology, the avastha is called as dasha. So, what is dasha? अभी तो मंगल चल रहा है यार. अभी, oh my God, परसों से, day before yesterday, the Shani dasha started. I don't know which the Saturn is ruling planet. I don't know. It says 7.5 years it doesn't leave you. Out of that 7.5 years, 1 year is relative calm. 1 set of 2.5 years is relative calm. 1 set of 2.5 years is extremely beneficial. And 2.5 years, it will take you down to the dumps. I don't know which one I'm going to experience this one. Who's going to experience it? Planets are going to determine your life. Sun is going to determine your life. Moon is going to determine your life. The nakshatras are going to determine your life. And who are you? The conscious, ever shining. Sfurantam sada. You are the ever shining, ever all-knowing, continuous principle. And you are trying to find out or choosing to be affected by the planets, dasha of the planets. The only person that can get affected by the dashas of the planets is your mind or intellect, your body, not you. When we take sannyas, not just by color, in here also, we had done our last rites of the body. Once you have done the last rites of the body, it does not matter where this body drops. It does not matter where the planets are. Why? I am the master of all the planets. I am the master of all the nakshatras. In my presence, the sun, moon and the 5 elements and the whole world and the whole universe is coming and going. Is it not true that it is your experience also? Is it your experience? Or only I am big mouth? Is it your experience? Tell. Is the waking sun also present in the dream? I'm asking. Is the waking moon also present in the dream moon, in the dream? Or it's a different one? Different one, isn't it? So the people who are there, this world that you see in the waking, is this whole world available with exactly the same characters in the dream also? No. So who is giving rise? Are you not witnessing the appearance of the waking world and disappearance of the waking world? Appearance of the dream world and disappearance of the dream world, isn't it? This we saw in one of the verses before. So who's the master, world or you? Then how do you live? Checking the no. Think. Take the power back. Initially you have to think that way, that I must come back to my own source. That is the true power. That is the true source out of which everything has come. And once you come to know that, after that, there is a transformation. Anyway, that transformation we'll talk about in the 8th verse, not now. So even though I am, and I am experiencing myself as I am, but when I am introducing myself to you, do you say I am? Or do you say, I'm Swami Paramananda, I'm the teacher, I'm a son of so and so, or I studied there, or I am a sannyasi. Each one tells something, some attribute is taken. For that, for communication, you need to use something. Nobody introduces to each other, I am. The other say, I also am. It will be a mad world, isn't it? So first we talked, in the first 4 verses, we talked about what Atma is. Now we are talking about this Atma which is immediate to me, that is me, within this body, not outside. Afterwards, in the next verse, we'll talk about outside also. Because if Atma is one without a second, then it has to be outside also. The self has to be outside. It cannot be only inside. And that was what the transformation I was talking about, that the self within this body comes to recognize, discover without a word that it is all that there is. See? And for whom is this process? Not for Atma, it is for your mind. Because this idea that I am a limited being is only in the mind. That I am infinite. This suggestion is not for the Atma, it is also for the mind. And it is right now the mind is oriented to see itself as an individual mind, and once he surrenders to its own source, then it will transform and discover that it is the universal mind. Mind will continue to be mind, but its vision will change. And for that, here, so I am the continuous one. All the attributes are discontinuous, mutually exclusive, coming and going. I am not coming and going. And when we think in this manner, the next part of the verse says, Swatmanam prakati karoti bhajatam yo mudraya bhadraya. So if I include, before I come to that verse, if I include all the attributes in the definition of I, or in association with I, that I am, after what you have understood about I in the last 1.5 hours, then you are giving rise to the ahankar. Then you are giving rise to the individuality. If I accept attributes and associate the I that I am with the attributes, then I am a individual. If I can disassociate myself from the attributes, Temporarily though, I just need a window wherein I can go and come back to be the source, undisturbed by the intermittent attributes, the discontinuous attributes, the coming and going attributes of what? All the stages, all the states, all the opposites, the duality, all those are attributes. Then there is a possibility of some shift. If there is a possibility that I fall back into myself. That, in other words, that the mind goes back. I am understanding, yet I am not understanding. When we talk in this language, your mind is trying to search. Oh, if I drop everything, where do I go back to? This Atma, which cannot be known, how can I come to know that? For that, this third verse. Right now, it was only a language of words, communication. Now, language of form is taken. But the teacher is also smart. He says, I cannot talk about that experience. When all discontinuous thoughts are put aside, then I cannot say that I am the Atma. I cannot communicate that Atma. I can only communicate when I am the teacher and you are the student. But when that moment happens, which is that Swatmanam prakati karoti, when that Atma, Swa-Atma, that I am, when it reveals itself, when it shines forth, without any obstruction of attributes, without any association of other thoughts or adjectives or objects, prakati karoti, reveals. At that time, the student is also there, the teacher is also there. The teacher said, I cannot communicate what happens thereafter. There are no words to put across. And therefore, the student is looking up to the teacher. He is hanging on to every word. Suddenly, the teacher stops speaking, coming to this point, and takes this position. Chin Mudra. And this is called Mudra. This is called Chin Mudra. Bhadraya. It is the auspicious sign. This sign. And what is this? This is the silent. Dakshinamurti teaches this particular, he teaches through silence. So this is the silence mudra. All words have stopped. I am still speaking. This is the. And what is the significance of, what is mudra? It is a sign. And through sign you can tell everything. See? Looking at a person's face, we can see, no, he is happy or angry or whatever. Mudra, face mudra, anger mudra, excited mudra, disposition. Mudra is not disposition. Mudra is certain, you see these Bharatnatyam dancers, Odissi dancers, Kuchipudi dancers, Kathakali dancers. They all have different positions. That even Thai dancers or Balinese dancers, they all have different mudras. Each thing, if you have to say to show a deer, they will do like this. This is the deer. If they have to do namaskar, they will not say do namaste. No, they will go tick tick, and they do this namaskar mudra, a very elongated one. If they have to feed, if they have to show that Yashoda is feeding the Krishna, they will bring the hand from somewhere like this, and pick up something from there, and with these two fingers, they will express. There are no words. Only music is going on, no words. But in that enactment, you can see what the story is being enacted, isn't it? No words are spoken, yet you know what is going on. There it is a story, it is an enactment. This is also an particular positioning of fingers. So there are this particular finger, it represents the causal state. This finger represents the what do you call, gross state. Gross, subtle, causal, intellectual. These are and this is the Anandamaya Kosh. These are the 5 sheaths. This is what you are made up of. Huh? So we are not talking about 5 sheaths now. We can talk about 5 or we can talk about 3. So we are here going to take it as 3 because we have to do the mudra part. So you can talk about yourself as a man, or you can talk about yourself as the father, the son, the husband, etc. 3. But you are 1. But you forgot the 1 and you are talking about 3. So we are going to forget about the 5 and we are going to talk about the 3. What are they? They are the gross, the annamaya, what do you call, gross body, subtle body, which includes the breath and the mind, and the intellect, and the causal body, which is the cause of the other 2. In other words, the waking state, the dream state, and the deep sleep state. Or we can talk about, this is the gross body, this is the vital air, this is the mind, and this is the intellect. This is for everyone. You don't say, this is my ego finger. You always say, this is the ego finger, isn't it? Who are you? I am. You don't use this finger to say I am. Which finger do you use? This finger, I am. So this represents the I in general parlance of communication. So what we are doing here is, first, we integrate the body. The gross body, or the mind, the body, the breath, and the mind. We integrate. Integrate means they are absolutely alert. There is no tamas in it. So they are not lallu ki tarah pada hua hai and jnana mudra like this. No, they have to be straight. You will never see these fellows folded or like, it's always straight. That means we have worked it out. What each one is, we are alert, and whatever disturbances that may emanate from these 3, breath is coming and going, the body is moving, the mind is fickle, different thoughts and emotions keep coming. We are absolutely alert towards it, not to be disturbed by them. So what did we say? Anuvartaman and Vyavritti. Vyavritti was the changing, and Anuvartaman was the unchanging, the continuous one, isn't it? So what is the continuous one? This one. What is the changing? This one. In between this, where was the I? This one. When this I is associated with these 3, it becomes ahankar or individuality. So here the teacher is telling, when you have first integrated these 3, refined these 3, become alert towards these 3, come to know the nature of these 3, that they are continuously changing, and you are the observer. So you have separated yourself from these 3, that you are the observer. If you keep looking at him, this is called witnessing. If you keep witnessing these 3, sometime, someday, in some moment, something from here will hijack you. This is the example I gave in the beginning of the first lecture. One of my friends called me 2 days ago. He says, every 2 months I'll call you. This is what the problem. So if you keep witnessing, sometimes some deep subconscious thought, some event is so emotional or so powerful that you forget, because you are watching this. Sometimes whatever you watch, there is every possibility that you will get attached or can get attached. In 24 hours, continuously to remain alert about it is not possible. So we find some window when our mind is calm, mind is quiet naturally. We integrate these three, we become alert about these three, we become witness of these three by disassociating from these three, and then we take this one, and instead of thinking about these three, this I wants to be associated somewhere. What have we been talking about in Dakshinamurti all the time? That I am is the continuous principle. I am is the infinite one. I am is the unborn one. Body is born, mind is born, thoughts are born, waker is born, dreamer is born, sleeper is born, childhood is born, middle age is born, old age is born. All that was vyavritti, discontinuous ones. This I am is the continuous. As a thought, I am is discontinuous. But by nature, I am is continuous. When I am has got nothing to associate itself with, it becomes thought free. There's no reason to keep saying I am, I am, I am. Then what do? It goes back to its source. There's no place for emptiness there. There's no place for void here. There's no place for absence or nothingness. You are. So Dakshinamurti, having taught, first he is giving you in this seventh verse, in the seventh verse, he is directly showing the student that this can be experienced with this Atma, can be, you are the Atma within this body. And as the student is in tune with the teacher and his understanding that all the states are coming and going, all the avasthas are coming and going, all the opposites are coming and going, I am not coming and going. And I cannot deny my own absence. A presence, I cannot deny my presence, not absence, I cannot deny my presence. But now I have to accept that I am the infinite one. But this experience of abiding in the self as the self, there are no words. No teacher can make you say that, come, I'll give you self-realization. If someone says that, run away, far, far, far away from that person. Don't come close to him. All teacher can say is, shh, because the student is looking for something. Now what do? I have disassociated myself from these three. I have integrated, I am alert, I am vigilant, not to get caught up in these three. Now what do? If teacher says something, then more questions will come. The teacher says, Chin Mudra, through the Mudra, that this is the auspicious Mudra. That the ego is surrendered to the infinite, or the ego or the individuality accepts itself as the infinite. Accepts. How? Without a thought. When will it get convinced when there are no thoughts? While it is thinking. So we have been talking for 3 retreats. What are we doing? We have been convincing ourselves that we are the continuous one, that we are the infinite one. Now that this moment has come, the moment the teacher does this, the student also looks at it and there and then abides in the truth. Prakati karoti. There are two ways. One is by speech. The teacher is teaching the student and bringing him to that threshold, to that sanctum sanctorium, to that garbha graha, for which the key is not with the teacher. Then where is the key to the sanctum sanctorium? It's from inside. If I can, inside. It's not outside. The teacher cannot give him the key. First, he brought him all the way to the sanctum sanctorium through words. Now he has come to the door. Now what to do? This is the key. This is the key. Swatmanam prakatikaroti bhajatam yo mudraya bhadraya. And this is possible for whom? The one who is doing bhajan of the Swatmanam. The one who is focused, the one who is single-pointedly thinking, contemplating, meditating, listening on the self, bhajatam, who has got no doubt about the teacher, what the teacher is telling in the words, who has got no doubt. अच्छा देखते हैं ये क्या दक्षिणामूर्ति क्या बोलता है, वैसे नहीं, complete full inspiration. He has got no doubt, he has prepared himself. What about those people who have not prepared themselves? Those verses are coming. Which category do we fall into? Prepared or unprepared? Don't answer. Others will come to know. It's a secret journey. The shift can happen from one moment to the next. Grace is always. The sun is shining. We saw that Rahu Grasta Divankara. We saw the sun is shining all the time. If it is covered by the clouds, you say, oh, sun is gone. Sun has never gone anywhere. Sun has never risen anywhere. Sun has never set anywhere. If there is a sunrise right now, in America there is sunset or there is night going on. So neither the day is permanent nor the night is permanent. Same way the moonlight, neither the moonlight, one moment we see full moon, next day it is not a full moon, it is waning. But the moon is full all the time. The sun is shining the light all the time. You are not seeing it. Then how do you see it? You blow the clouds away and you will see the clouds. Did you create the sun because after blowing the clouds? Or was the shadow of the earth was showing an eclipse of the sun or the moon? Isn't it? That was the example there in that verse, 6th verse. So, shadow of the earth falling on the moon, you are not able to see the moon. Shadow of the earth falling on the sun, you are not able to, or the moon falling on the sun, you are not able to see the sun. Does it mean sun does not exist? Does it mean the sun or the moon have become dark? Just because your perception is limited because of your wrong conclusions of life about yourself, about you, who you are, and you are not able to see the self, does it mean that the self does not exist? This is where the teacher is bringing us, those who have continuously been listening to satsangs or those who are prepared. That's why you are still surviving. Otherwise, you would have gone. Therefore, this Atma Jnanam, the self-knowledge, is not a new experience. It is not an experience. It is a continuous experience without a break. Experience of the world is a continuous broken experience. Because I'm seeing you, then I'm seeing you. There's a break, isn't it? But experience of the self is a continuous experience without a break. Not even an iota of break. Whether there is thoughts or no thoughts, whether there is avastha, states or no states, whether there is stages of life or no stages of life, whether it is duality or universality, there is no break in the continuity of the I, whether it is expressing as thought or it is not expressing as thought. I am. And this is presented by the teacher in this Chin Mudra. I is a conviction, isn't it, at the moment? If this is gross body, this is your vital airs, this is the mind, this is the intellect. All the thoughts of the world and the body and the breath are in the mind. In the intellect, only one thought. Aham, aham, aham. I. But which I? The limited I or the infinite one? The infinite one will reveal when this limited I has been disassociated from the changing and you can't make it happen. It is already that. Don't think that the I has to go and merge into the total I. No. Recognize that once you have disassociated with the three, this I is the infinite one. But we keep saying, when you don't accept this, you will go into samadhi and come out of samadhi. When you accept this, then you will never come out. Will we be dead? No. Such a person is realized. Going into samadhi and coming out of samadhi is not realization. Swatmanam prakatikaroti bhajatam yo mudraya bhadraya. When I'm talking, my hands are going here, or I say far away, or if I don't say, I just say something like that and I have not even used the word, you know it meant far away. So these are all mudras. This is also one mudra, a sign language. Nowadays it has become a very, all motivational speakers are using this sign language. Before you come, you read some books, everyone is assessing only. They start working out. How is he standing? Which side is he bending? How is he using his fingers? How is his clothes? How is his shoes? They will check your date of birth. I think he's a Aries. I think he's a Cancerian. Already they are trying to work out before you, and you come, and then you find out this fellow did not fall into any one of those categories. But आजकल it's become very popular. You will see all of them going, and they will stand like that. Mudra of confidence. Mudra of confidence. Mudra of single pointedness. Mudra of this is the mudra, Go Mudra. Gomukh Mudra or something like that. But this is also of the Yoni Mudra, the Maya Mudra, the Shakti Mudra. Similarly, this is also Mudra. Don't get caught up and lost in unwanted things. Or use them wherever you are, but don't forget you are the one. Tasmai Shri Guru Murtaye Namaidam Shri Dakshinamurtaye. This is the silence. This is the conscious silence. This is the eloquent silence. This is the silence where you have not gone to sleep. This is the silence where if thoughts are there or no thoughts are there, your silence is not corrupted. Therefore Bhadra, Bhadraya. Therefore auspicious. This is the auspicious silence. So we saw that Dakshinamurti reveals in verbal communication through the verses and also through non-verbal communication, which was through mudra. Because there were, how much can you keep talking about it again and again and again and again? A point comes, we will talk. Every time we begin, it must lead to dissolution. This is the dissolution. This is the auspicious silence. If a satsang is not leading to this, if listening to a satsang is not leading to this auspicious silence, then we have gone wrong somewhere in our approach. This is also called the Bhadra Mudra, the auspicious mudra. What is this auspicious mudra? It is auspicious. If you don't go for the loo, big problem. This is the mudra, this is the sign language for going to the loo. You have forgotten.
What you say?
That's why the teacher is here. And you know, if you use different fingers, it means different. Some people, a very positive one. What does this mean? Fantastic, all great, isn't it? Well done. This is a mudra. Mudra, very good. Mudra, sign, no words required to be spoken. Nowadays on WhatsApp, everyone gives like this only. Nobody, no, they are even they're lazy to write great, wow, fantastic. आता है ना मुद्रा, समझ रहे हो? So this first was the Vakdan. This is the Maunadan. So first was auspiciousness, the self was being revealed through the words. Now it is being revealed through auspicious silence. No words. Both are equally valid. But if you want a sequence, first the words, then the silence. And after silence, again words. But now it is not as an individual, but it is as the one who knows. Such are the teachers. Such are the Shrotriya Brahmanish teachers. Such are the realized ones. When they say, everyone feels that the teacher is speaking to us. When we say, our children also don't listen to us. So the more the consciousness expands, to that extent, the people will feel at one ment with that master, because in just like if the fire is here and you all are here, you will feel hot. You will feel the warmth. Now AC is going on, you are all feeling comfortable. AC is one, you are many. But the experience that majority of us are having in different degrees is of coolness. In the heat is one, all of us will have some degree of warmth experienced, isn't it? Sun is one, we go out, you will feel the heat, everyone will feel the heat. Similarly, master is one, a realized master is one who is abiding in his conscious silence without any doubt about himself and the world. When you come into that person's presence, you will also feel auspicious. You will also feel like remaining calm. And in that remaining calm, somewhere the grace flows. Only when there is no obstruction in the mind, the grace is flowing. If there is obstruction of objectivity, grace stops. The expression, it is continuously there, but it stops its expression because there are other thoughts in the mind. But once a master has realized whether there are thoughts or no thoughts, everything is transformed into grace. Continuing. Tasmai Shri Guru Murtaye Nama Idam Shri Dakshinamurtaye. Tasmai, to that Guru my prostrations, who gives me the knowledge of the attributeless I. To the attributeless, remember all the avastha states, duality, all those were. And as a result of this, Jnana Mudra, Bhadra Mudra, he gives me a new perspective of looking at everything as I. Life is pushing us in that direction. Life is pushing us in that direction. In the I have included my wife. In the I have included my children. I is expanding. In the I have included my in-laws, my wife's brothers, sisters, her uncles, aunts. My I is, now I have this I has a relationship with all those people, extended family. Why stop there? Is there a way that I can have relationship with the whole universe? But I don't know how big the universe is, where it begins and where it ends. But is there a way? Yes. How? Go back to yourself. Go back to yourself. If you talk about universal self, then God principle. Just as ocean has a relationship with all the waves, that they are mine. They cannot have any existence apart from me. That will be the ocean's take. Do you feel that the whole universe is because of me? It has got no status without me. Do you feel that way? Or do you feel vindicted? You feel separate from the world. You feel disconnected from the world. You feel being persecuted by the world. Socho. The whole waking world came with you, and the whole waking world went away with you, the waker. Then the whole dream world came with the dreamer, and the whole dream world went away with the dreamer. So who's the creator of the world? The world is creating you, or you are creating the world? It's a different perspective. Only possible when we listen and the listening leads to this, not this. Swamiji, you spoke very well. Forget it. Who cares? We have to come back to this. We have to be this. And in this way, my prostrations, to that teacher who brought me to the attributeless I and who gave me a new perspective. And what is this perspective? This perspective is not an objective perspective. It is not a perspective which is looking for a new experience. The self is not an experience. Self is your natural state. Experience is with when I associates with something, then an experience happens. This is not an experience. This is being yourself. Where existence, so I know myself till now, before I know myself with reference to these. Now I know myself, I am, I know. As a thought. Everywhere, if I remove these attributes, I still know myself. And where this I amness also drops away, it is not an experience. It is not that I have realized myself. We use that language, but we have just gone back to who we were originally. Nothing new is created. Nothing new is realized. Nothing new is discovered. It's only a revelation of what was already. All we did was remove the clouds through proper thinking. What is that cloud representing? Ignorance. To such Dakshinamurti teacher, I do my prostrations. Tasmai Shri Guru Murtaye Namaidam Shri Dakshinamurtaye. Now the 8th verse. Vishwam pashyati karanataya swaswami sambandhataha शिष्याचार्यतया तथैव पितृपुत्राद्यात्मना भेदतः स्वप्ने जागृति वाय एष पुरुषो माया परिभ्रमितः तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नम इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये Shri Dakshinamurtaye. So when I have this new perspective of myself, before I was I am with reference to something. Now I have a new perspective of myself that without anything, without any association, without any reference, I still am. And that I am is infinite. That I am is this Atma. Leave the infinite aside for the moment. Is that Atma? Is this Atma? But this is Atma in this body. What about Atma in that body? What about Atma in this body? What about Atma in every mosquito, insect, ant, every living thing in this creation? How many varieties there? Infinite. They say 84 lakh yonis. But 84 lakh you can't count. In every plant there is life expressing. In every amoeba there is life expressing. In every sentient there is life expressing. So if there is, I have come to know I am the Atma, question still remains. This is Samadhi. You can say if this is Samadhi, initial stages. If you are going into Samadhi, the natural second question will come. How do I convert the outside experience also into that Samadhi? This fullness that I am experiencing on the seat of that I am, why this fullness of being becomes absent when I open my eyes? So, first 7th verse was the individual has come to know that he is the continuous one. Now, in the 8th verse, this continuous one that I had discovered myself to be is one without a second. This is going to be brought about. Again, for that, a certain way of thinking is required. So first, we have to come to know, rather than thinking about the changing world, I remain alert, focused, concentrated, interested about the continuous I that I am. This is the first step. If this is not done, you only want to do the second one, it will not happen. So whether you take Vaikhari Madhyama Pashyanti Para, it will bring you to that only. There you are becoming focused on the Lord. but it is still happening in your mouth. The name is taken in your mouth. Name of the Lord is taken in your mouth. And you are searching for its source, or you are allowing it to go back to its own source. So the moment I forget this attributeless, non-referential I, the moment I forget this, what will happen?
Fall down.
Huh?
You fall down.
What did you say?
I said you fall down.
You fall down, correct. But how do you fall down? I can never fall down. But now, because remember in 7th verse, we rejected everything, we came to ourselves, we are in Samadhi, but we cannot remain in Samadhi all the time. Or after the class, for some moments, the self lingers, and afterwards the thoughts of the world come. After you wake up in the morning, the mind is naturally calm, but afterwards the world enters into your mind, or the mind projects the world or gets associated with the world. Why does it happen? Because we have forgotten that we are the continuous I. That's why when we wake up, we don't want to associate with the world. We want to remember we are the sleeper. Oh, chal bhai, 5 minutes or 10 minutes, 10 minutes more, half an hour more, 1 hour more. Then you're, oh my God, I missed my train. Oh my God, I had to be there at this particular time. Similarly, when we have put efforts, if we have not allowed it to happen naturally, good. But when we have put some efforts through pranayama, through japa, etc., you will experience samadhi. When you come out of samadhi, I know I am, but then suddenly now the world, I am reacting, I am feeling hungry, I am having likes and dislikes. I don't want to feel that way again. It was so peaceful on the seat of meditation. I want to be like that again. What do I do? So here, the only way is to include, as I told you before, the only way is to include what? Tell me, only I am talking.
All the world within you.
Correct. All the attributes, all the opposites, all the states, all the stages of life. In other words, include all the universe in the I. Failing to do that, you will be going in and coming out, going in and coming out. And sometimes you will forget going in if you are not disciplined. And suddenly you must have checked with yourself also. Man, it has been such a long time that I sat with myself. I must get back into that habit which I had created for myself. Why this thought is coming? Because we have forgotten. Now, first in the 7th verse, we were told how from outside we came back to inside. Now what we are talking in the 8th verse? From the inside to the outside. And as we go outside, we'll keep including everything in I. That is important. Otherwise, you are at the mercy of the world again. You have to do the 7th verse again. We don't want to go back. We want to be all inclusive. The all inclusivity is beautifully explained in Kaivalya Upanishad. All in one, one in all. The ocean is in all the waves are in one ocean. So one ocean is in all the many waves, and all the many waves are in one ocean. All in one in all. This is the expansion. Because phenomena will not stop. This transformation, this is the next one. But first you have to understand that this is possible. But there are many masters who did not study any scriptures. How did they? Maybe past life. Maybe some samskaras from before. That is the only answer we can give. We can say it is grace. So what happens when I come back out? When this, once I come out of the moment I forget myself to be the infinite one, the conscious silence, I forget myself to be that, suddenly this one comes up. This remains behind. This comes up. The moment this comes up, this one starts behaving as three. It starts behaving as the waker, it starts behaving as the dreamer, it starts behaving as the sleeper. With the waker, as the waker, it creates its own waking world and starts experiencing it. As the dreamer, it creates its own dream world and starts experiencing it. And in deep sleep world, it is totally the waking and the dream experiences are absent, but it is under the influence of Maya or Avidya, total ignorance. And in this way, the whole drama once again continues. Now, but one thing you have to understand here, that just as I know you, correct? Simple. Or I know the laptop, or I know Nagaraj. I was in reference to Nagaraj. I was in reference to the self, isn't it? If I have experienced myself to be as myself without a thought, when this comes up, have these three come from somewhere and joined it? Has the waking world come from outside and entered your mind? Has the dream world come from outside and entered your mind? Or from the mind itself projected the dream world of various forms? The sun, the moon, the people, their minds, their egos, past, present, future, everything was projected by the mind alone. So in that mind alone, the dreamer also was projected. In that dream alone, the 5 elements were projected. In that dream alone, the dream world was projected. In that dream alone, the dream body was projected. And in that dream alone, the interaction between the dreamer and the dream world happened. Isn't it? This is your experience. We are not talking about anything new. Same thing is that. Same way, this I became the dreamer, the dream world and the dream experience. Same way, it has become the waker, the waking world and the waking experience. For experience to happen, you need 3. For this it cannot stand on 2 legs. It cannot stand on 1 leg. It needs the 3. Waker, waking world, waking experience, or waking instruments of knowledge. The mind, the intellect, the senses, etc., body. Or go finer in the thought, subject, object and instrument of knowledge. Experiencer, experience, experiencing. Knower, known, knowing. Seer, seen, seeing. Hearer, heard, hearing. Then one thought is created. Hearer is the eye, heard is the sound, hearing instrument are your ears. So 3. So same way, waker, waker is the I, waking world is the various attributes or the changing, waking experience is the sense, the mind and the senses and the body. Where did they come from? From the mind. So, what is mind?
Thoughts.
Yes, but differently in this context. The mind, when this fellow forgets he is the infinite one, when he forgets because of avidya, whatever reason, the moment he comes up, this one bifurcates, divides itself into three. Whether you call it three as the waker, dreamer, sleeper, waking experience, dream experience, sleep experience, or you call it as the seer seen seeing, hearer heard hearing, thinker thought thinking, and so on. So one alone has become three, but that is not our experience at this moment, isn't it? Right now we are thinking, I am and you are separate to me. Scripture is saying, no, all of the same reality which you accessed on the seat of meditation, that same reality has now started appearing as three. Just like one sunlight is appearing as the seven colors. Just like one ocean is appearing as many waves. Waves are names, but it is essentially the ocean only. Similarly, this one I, the attributeless I, when it forgets itself, it appears as three. The Triputi. And where is Triputi functioning? In the mind. When we talk about mind, nobody has seen it. But what is, when we talk from this perspective, what is mind? Nothing but consciousness. But which is this consciousness in which the Triputi is functioning? When this Triputi is not functioning, the mind is nothing but the infinite consciousness. Majedar hai? It's the infinite one, infinite mind. Therefore, Lord does not have a mind. Ishvara does not have a mind. What is the vision of Lord? I am one without a second. Everywhere I am. So where is the question of two there? Yet the game goes on. Yet the game goes on. There is no perfect answer for this. So here, this. So now, when we talk about these three, now we have to be. This is the thought from the from our scriptures. What is that? The waker, dreamer, and sleeper. In our scriptures, in a Sanatana Dharma, if I am a waker, I am a dreamer, I am a sleeper, this is at individual level. But I see the world is big, the world is infinite, world is a universe, it's a universe. So in our scriptures it is said, if that this body is a mini universe. This body is a mini universe. The sun outside, if you want to, when we do the pujas, etc., we say the sun outside is the right eye. The sun, moon outside in the physical world, the moon outside is the left eye. The Vishnu is the feet. The Indra is the hand. The Shiva is the heart. And so on it goes. Every aspect of the universe. What is the universe made up of? The five elements. What is this body made up of? The five elements. Brahmaji has 4 heads. You have 4 heads? Do you have 4 heads? Then how would you equate? Mana, Buddhi, Chitta, Ahankar. Mind, intellect, memory, and ego. These are the 4 heads of an individual which correspond to the Creator's 4 heads. See? So, I'm not going to go deep into that, but what we are telling here is whatever is present in the micro, that alone is present in the macro. What is present in the micro called wave or the ice cube alone is present in the macro called the ocean. What is that? Water. Common denominator is the water. So why are you calling it total ocean or individual wave? Your fault. Your attention is not on the continuous one. Your attention is on the changing one. Your attention was on the changing called wave. You forgot the water. Therefore you are calling it the wave. Your attention was on the total ocean. You gave it a name ocean because your attention was on the contours of the land by which it has got its name. Your attention was not on the water. Similarly, in this waking, dreamer and deep sleep, also there is a continuous one. And this micro called the wave, this micro called the individual, the waker, dreamer, sleeper, three waves, three individualities, or one individuality expressing as three, because I am an individual. I don't say I am only the waking individual. I say I am the waker also, I am the dreamer also, I am the sleeper also, isn't it? So all three put together is my one day experience. So what about macro? This is the micro. What about macro? There is a macro. There is a total waker, there is a total dreamer, there is a total sleeper. The verse, what did the verse say? Vishwam pashyati karya karanataya swaswami sambandhataha mityacharyataya tathai vapitruputradyatmana bhedataha. So this total individuality, individual waker, total waker, individual dreamer, total dreamer, individual sleeper, total sleeper. So who is if we are the individual dreamer, who is the total dreamer? What is his name? Brahmaji, the creator. If we are the individual waker, who is the total waker? He is called Vishnu. If we are the individual sleeper, who is the total sleeper? Lord Shiva. Because in deep sleep, the waking and deep sleep are destroyed. A dream is destroyed. So we say Shiva is the destroyer. Shiva is that consciousness at the totality level in which all the names and forms are destroyed. Isn't it? See? So suddenly what has happened? The continuity behind the waker, dreamer, sleeper, the continuity behind the total waker, total dreamer, total sleeper is the same I that I am. Because the micro and the macro, the individuality and the totality, these are only two spectrums in the mind. They are not out there. They are only in your mind. So your mind is projecting in the dream. According to Mandukya Upanishad, there is only two experiences. There is no three. We say waking, dream, deep sleep. There is only dream and sleeping. So in the dream, waking and dream both are included. So in this dream experience, the dreamer is there. The dreamer is experiencing the individual and the total. It's still the same universe. So the I alone has taken the position, has expressed, is going through an experience, expressing through the mind as I. And what are the two options it has? Individuality and totality. We are not talking about other darshanas. We are talking about from Sankhya as well as from Vedanta point of view. And this is not an imagination. This is your direct experience. This is your direct experience. So here, with this background, now we go to So now what we see? We see that this Atma here in this Chin Mudra, it was a relationless Atma. Now that same Atma has come about to have relationship. And what is its relationship? That relationless Atma alone is expressing as the three and creating a relationship with itself. Therefore, when in the previous verse or some verse we saw that one reality alone at one point is expressing as the teacher and another place is expressing as the student. And the game is going on. The game of teaching is going on. The game of discourse is going on. The game of understanding is going on. Don't become too serious about it. Come back to being the self. For the destiny, if you accept, very important, if you accept yourself only as the waker and you give zero value to the dreamer and you give zero value to the sleeper, this is what we are doing. How can you say that? No, I dream, I sleep. Then why are you not going back to the same wife or husband every dream? If you say, no, I am the dreamer, why don't you go back to the same wife and thank God I don't? Isn't it? See? So, Vishwam, remember one verse was the first verse only. Vishwam darpana drishyamana nagari tulyam nijantargatam. So the first verse, when we spoke about it, Vishwam darpana, where is this whole world appearing? Look at the outside here, darpana. Where is the darpana? Darpana means a mirror. Where is the whole world reflecting? In the mirror, isn't it? Where is the time? In the mirror. Where is the space? In the mirror. Where are the object of various variety of objects? In the mirror. Where is the depth? In the mirror. Is the mirror deep? No. Is the mirror expansive like space? No. And yet you look at the TV screen and someone is crying there, you cry. Someone is happy there in the serial or movie, you become happy, isn't it? This is exactly what is going on with you here also. So first verse itself told you that the mind is nothing but a mirror. On that mirror, all the forms are coming, these three are coming and going. What is that? The experiencer, I, the experience object, and the instrument of knowledge. These three are coming and going. Also, what is coming and going? Space, time, and objectivity are coming and going. This is our experience. And we are so this I is interacting with another manifestation in the mind called the attributes and becoming miserable about it. In the dream, you think of a lion and he comes and attacks you. One Mahatma was going and he came on a long journey, only one kamandalu, and eventually he comes under the tree and he is sitting there. He says, he didn't know, just another tree by the wayside. But it was a kalpavriksha. And he sat there. He is dreaming, and he says, I wish I get a glass of water. Suddenly the water was there. So this is amazing. I wish I get some food also. Immediately the food was there. After a good meal, he kept asking, पनीर भी चाहिए, लस्सी भी चाहिए, सूजी का हलवा भी चाहिए. He asked everything. Had a nice meal. He said, this is amazing. Now it will be so nice if I get a nice bed to sleep. After good food, I must have a good rest. Immediately the bed and Duna was there. He slept. While he is sleeping, again the mind said, because he is under that tree, I wish no lion comes and eats me up. And immediately the lion came. And he woke up. And he woke up. What happened to the dreamer? What happened to the lion? What happened to the bed? What happened to his body? What happened to his mind? What happened to his fear? What happened to the air, fire, water, earth? What happened to the sun and moon or night that was there? What happened to it all? What happened to the entire gamut of experience, out of which one event woke him up? Meaning, because we live only waker as the real, we don't give value to the dreamer and the sleeper. So you came back to be the real you as the waker. Thank God there was no lion, nobody around. What happened? How much value do you go back? Are you afraid to go back to sleep because of that experience? Some children are. But you woke up. The moment you woke up, how much value did you give to that dream? And the dreamer and the dream experience and all the list that I gave you just now. How much value? Zero value. Because you woke up. And then what is your conclusion of the whole experience? We are talking about the first verse, Vishwam Darpana Drishyam. What did you say? That it was all a figment of imagination, isn't it? What was the figment of imagination? 1, 2, 3. Dreamer, dream experience, and the dream world and the dream experience. It was a figment of imagination, isn't it? This is your conclusion after you wake up. Do you have that experience about this world? Do you go into the dream and say, I think the waking experience was a figment of imagination? No, because you are not given value to it, to the dream yet. They are mutually exclusive. Then how come, if the waker cannot go into the dream and the dreamer cannot come into the waking, how come you are saying, or how come the waker is saying that was just a figment of imagination? Is it the waker saying or is it someone else saying? Did we ever inquire about it? Did we ever inquire about it? Who's saying? We just say, it's just natural for us to say that and keep living our life. Who is saying that? See? So mind is the mirror. Mirror had no depth. Mirror had no time. Mirror was inert. Mirror was having no light. Mirror was having no colors, etc., etc., etc. And yet you saw everything, isn't it? If I bring a mirror, for example, my phone, I'm seeing all the colors there. But the phone screen has got nothing like that. So when I come to this point, Chinmudraya Bhadraya, the mind has become empty. The duality is gone. The aham and idam, the subject and the object is gone. because we have removed all the objects. We have come to know that we are the I. Now we are again coming out of being the I, just like we came back from the dream into the waking. We are coming out from meditation into the waking. When you come out of the dream into the waking, you give zero value to the waking and you say, oh, this is real. When you come out of the meditation, you came to be the real. Now the real is coming out for whatever, that is the phenomena. Does it say everything this is real? Or does it continue to maintain the differences? Or does it continue to become attached? Does it continue to associate and even more concretize its individuality? This is the difference between you, me, and the Mahatmas. Mahatmas do not allow the individuality to concretize. We concretize our individuality. For us, as I gave the example before, initially as a youth, childhood to bhul jana, we are at mercy of parents. But once you become youth, little bit money in the pocket, I am the center of the world. It is true. Then this I starts expanding. Now I am the center, but I am also expressing through my wife, then through my children, then through my relations, and it keeps my world is no longer only this body. My world has become my wife, my world has become my children, my world has become my relations. But we stop somewhere. My world is my whole universe. Meaning, we have stopped the journey somewhere and stopped including the whole world into the definition of the I. This has to be brought about. So here it is told, Vishwam pashyati karya karanataya swaswami sambandhataha. So who is causing these differences? Who is making this pure silence, auspicious silence? And when we leave this auspicious silence and raise our hood, the I comes up. Who is making this I appear as waker, dreamer, sleeper? Who is making this I appear as the subject? Who is making this I forget that it is the original? It is you know the answer. Maya, avidya, ignorance. See? And in this way, so is there a way? Yes. If as I am coming out of this total merger of my individuality, as I am coming out, there's only one thing that you can do. What is that? When you come out, do not get attached to the coming and goings of the attributes. What will happen then? You are the witness, Sakshi. Then you are the Sakshi. So rather than jump straight into this body, this mind, this intellect, and say, I am this body, this mind, and this intellect, and the resultant is all the various thoughts that you will get into your mind, then what is the way out of it? That when you come out, you remain the witness of whatever is coming and going. That's one antidote for not getting attached. And to be this Sakshi is not, as I told you in the previous two, in the first class, that when you do not get disturbed by this or that, this is one way. But more concrete is, what have I got attached to in this life? Is it possible for this I to get attached to this? Is it possible for the I to get attached? Is it possible for the I to get attached to the waker, dreamer, and sleeper? Is it possible for the I, the true I, to become attached to the waking world, dream world, deep sleep world? Is it possible for the I, the consciousness, to be attached to the father, husband, son, daughter, etc., etc.? Is it possible for anything that is conscious to be attached to that which is inert? Is it possible? Is it possible? Not possible. So don't, one part is sukha dukkha samay kritva. That is one way, one point. But the other side is this, that there is no attachment possible in this creation. There is no attachment possible in this creation. Who will understand this? For whom is this statement? For the refined one. If you are not getting this, it's okay. 2 more verses are there. There the upasana will be told. Lage raho munna bhai. So no attachment is possible. Not with the husband and wife, not with the mother and child, not with the father and children, or children with parents. Forget, come to the source. The attachment of or identification of the consciousness that I am I with the body is a misnomer. It is not possible. Yet it is appearing. Yet it is appearing. The world has never entered into the mirror, yet it is appearing as if it is in the mirror. Isn't it? I can see the depth, I can see the colors, I can see the movement of the hand and the lips. Nothing has happened, yet everything is happening. This is the state of the mirror. This is the state of your mind. That nothing, the waker, waking world, waking experience, dreamer, dream world, dream experience, nothing like this has happened, yet it seems to be happening. What is the mind? Consciousness. On the surface of consciousness, everything seems to be happening where nothing can happen, because it's only consciousness. Everything appears to be happening on the waters, only on the surface. Go deep into the waters, there are no waves, there is no froth, there is no shape of a wave, there is no depth of the wave, there is no running of a wave from the other wave, there is no fear of crashing into the ocean, there is no prayer that please make me one, save me, there is no realization. Inside water, only water is. There is no multiplicity possible inside the water, isn't it? So dive, don't live at the surface. This is only on the surface of the mind. Where are you seeing Vishwam Darpana Drishyamana Nagri? Only on the surface of the mirror the world is seen. Only on the surface of the mind this objectivity presents itself. You go little bit deeper into your own mind. Going deeper into the mind is coming to the I. Going bit deeper, coming to Chinmudra. Bhadraya. The whole world will vanish in toto. So when I come into this world and I consider myself an individual, then there is Karanakaya. So this whole world is a game of cause and effect. Here it is told Karana. What is that word? Karya Karanataya. And the father is because of the son, or son is because of the father. The day is because of the night, or night is because of the day. There is no end to it. There is no end to it. Is the waking because of the dream, or dream is because of the waking? Are the two because of the sleep, or sleep is because of the absence of the two? How do you, where is the correct answer? There is no correct answer. We have a logic that the waking and dream have come from sleep, but actually sleep करके कोई चीज ही नहीं है. So all this what we see, husband is because of wife, or wife is because of husband. Children are because of parents, or parents are because of children. The child can say, who called you parent before I was born? See? So this whole world, this whole universe is only a play of the opposites. And you have got nothing to do with it. You identify with the movie, you will start crying. Then you have become the crier. Then you have become the enjoyer of the movie. You remain the witness of the opposites playing themselves. मस्त रहो, खुश रहो, आनंद में रहो. And in this manner, when I am a part of the world, I am never a free person. As a Jivatma, I can never be free. As a Atma, I can never be bound. So determine, यार इतना बोल देते हैं. Now determine who you want to be. You want to be the miserable, identified personality, or you want to be the Ananda Swarup, independent, ever free personality. I. Put it into, maintain that disposition all the time. As an individual, you will want to, the moment you become associated with something, you want to protect it, you want to secure it, you want to own it, you want to enjoy it. करते हो ना? The moment I found this stand in my garage yesterday, I got the other one which I normally use. I found this. I thought this was a cycle pump. I was searching for one yesterday. I found that one. I thought this one. And I was searching, this is, I looked at it, it's a stand, one wonderful one. Where it came from, I also don't know. Did Swamiji give me, did someone else present it to me? I don't know, but it's there. Now, someone of you come, Swamiji, this looks, you told it is a very nice stand, can you give it to me? I'll give the old one, I'll not give the new one. Take that one. Why? Attached. Already attached. Because something is useful, I become attached. Where there is attachment, I'll hide it. I'll put it under lock and key. I'll make sure if there is place to put oil, I'll see if the legs are not breaking or loosen up. I'll take care of it. What is this? An object. What is this? Something other than me which I have attached myself to. So when I lose my self as being the Atma, remain Sakshi, remain witness. If not, this will all start. I have to do the duty, I have to take care, I have to support, I have to secure, I have to nourish. इसमें फंस जाते हैं. और and once you get caught up in this, you go further and further away from being the witness. Then what to do? I can't leave the world also. I can't leave the world also. Then you do the service, whatever has to be done, you do that as a way to, what do you call, way to purify, without imposing your will. Maintaining the sakshi, maintaining the witness, performing whatever life is presenting you, you do that without imposing your will that it must be like this or it must be like that. That sounds hard. But that is the price that we have to pay. Conviction will only come when we come to realize that if I get into this world and give validity to the world, I am losing myself from being the Sakshi. Who is a Sakshi? Who is unaffected by what is coming and what is going. Who is an individual? Who wants to secure, who wants to attach, who wants to procure, who wants to nourish, who wants to create a relationship. Who is a Sakshi? No relationship, no security, no ambition, no goal. Individuality, all those things. And it will keep you it will make you keep putting efforts again and again and again and again. Sakshi, no efforts. You have given zero value to everything. You have come to realize there is no attachment possible. Choose wisely. We'll stop here. Nobody told me anything. 2 hours have gone. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Hari Om.